meeting. Claire, Sylvan, Sarah, Wendy, Garrett, Rosa. Yeah, Tony, good to see you. Gio, is that you? I don't think Gio's here, right? Well, welcome everybody to this open Zoom meeting. Good to see everybody. Ivan, you're new, I guess. Maybe you want to introduce yourself, so to say, if you like. Just press the unmute button there, and if not, then it's also okay. Yeah, here we are again. It's funny, I was talking with Tony this morning and I was like, well, there's nothing to say. What is there to say? And he said something like, well, you know, Sander, probably things will be said. And it's always like that. I mean, here there's never a plan, you know, to talk about a certain topic in this meeting, but it's simply, you know, we'll go somewhere or nowhere. Some may say it will not go anywhere or it will go somewhere. Yeah, let's see what happens. I was wondering if anyone wants to share something tonight.
Well, someone we know said, I'm like a dog with a bone.
That was me who said that.
What bone would that be?
I mean, point proven, Tony. It's just this sort of habit some people seem to have of wanting to pick a fight. And I mean, for me, not non-duality is, I would say it is a sort of sense of agreement. It's not a sort of looking for the disagreement. It's a sort of coming together and it's a connection. So I find it interesting that there's a sort of seeking for inconsistencies. Maybe it's the you worked in publishing, didn't you? Maybe it's the publisher in you, or look very very good with words or language.
It's
It's not a
called
problem.
it's called humor, Claire. Humor.
It's called sarcasm. It's the lowest form of wit.
Well, that can be a component of humor.
Or don't you
Oh,
start both
Gio's
of you?
here.
So I guess this was going on Facebook as usual. There's you know, there's some comments from and back and from on Facebook, and it seems to come up in these meetings now and then.
I was just defending a friend. Tony commented on one of Michael's posts something about, well, like, we won't get into it because it does feel like an episode of some drama. But anyway, I did respond and said he's like a dog with a bone because he just won't leave this guy alone. But it's okay, I don't mind.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's an interaction. It's called a discussion.
Yeah, I was not involved, so I don't know. I've heard the statement "a dog with a bone," but besides from that, yeah, I mean, what is there to say? You know, these things, these types of discussions and defending and attracting, and yeah, they just seem to rise, right? I mean, there just simply doesn't seem to be the ability to escape whatever seems to be happening, which may include, you know, the need or the want to escape what is happening to begin with. There just simply doesn't seem to be a separated you and life. And of course, on one level, there seems to be also a body, you know, and maybe that body is seen separated from activities or situations. And that itself is just simply what is, I would say, or whatever seems to be. So yeah, these types of Facebook posts and agreeing and quarreling about, you know, who is right, who is wrong. You know, here doesn't, you know, there's no need for it to end, or to be enhanced, or, you know, need to stop. But of course, when there is a strong sense in, you know, what is good and what is right and all that, then there seems to be a working towards a goal, you know, to end stuff, to make it stop, to make it shift. And when that is simply, you know, not the case, then there's a piece which a piece with whatever seems to be happening. So maybe we can talk about that piece today. Sarah, go ahead.
Hi.
Sarah, hi.
The more I try to plan and imagine things and project, it feels like that's what the contracted energy tries to do. Like it wanted to know everything beforehand and how it would unfold and when and why. There's still this dance of like having to remind myself like it's just what it is, like it's already perfect. And when it's seen again, it's like everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay. And um I guess I'm just gonna be like relating a story. It feels, oh, and like let me know because I'm outside and there's a lot of like traffic noise and um so if that's like bothersome, could you let me know?
Oh, but it's not bothering here. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, yeah. I just never imagined it would be this way. Um there seems to be like a a falling away of that energy over time. Like even time is just not here anymore. It's like, what is time? I had so in the story, like there seems to be a couple of events, so to speak, over the past week where like um it's like you're wearing sunglasses or whatever. You're like wearing a million of them. And then like one cracks. And it's like, oh, this is time. The time sunglasses cracked. And you have like probably five more. And it keeps cracking. And it's like, oh, there is no time. And it just seems to happen when like there's contracted energy in the body that moves through. I don't know. People like to call it like trauma work or vipassana or whatever. It's just like you feel something and it brings up memories or whatever. And it's just like the body, kind of like a dog when it went through something like scary and it just shakes it off. But for us humans, they just seem to have this like this part of the brain that likes to create an identity and whatever. And like the time gets created, and like the identity and the story and like linearity, because we didn't shake off the the fear from the beginning. I don't know. So like we kind of created stories around that fear, and surprisingly, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when I told the story about like creativity and whatnot, and oh, it's been like 2 years and I haven't created anything, and oh my God, and I cried, and guess what? I'm creating again for no reason. It's like, yeah, so what? Like, there's no big deal. There, it just feels like there's no Sarah to be an artist. And like, what is art? Like, what is because like I perceived myself separate from like creating, the act of creating, and the product itself, and it was just like so much there's this, and then there's that, and then there's this doing that to this, and then and then there's a story around this, and sometimes I still catch myself like, oh my God, I'm creating again. And then stress happens, and it's like, and then it's like, yeah, whatever. It's just apparently happening. Like apparently there's something happening. And then it's like, yeah, whatever. It's just whatever. I'm going to give credit to Rosa, because in one of her videos, one of like probably this, yes, girl, this week, of course you were walking in that place, and so you mentioned, I don't know what you were talking about, but you were saying what you always talk about, what is being said always. You said something like, yeah, just follow your joy.
Always just nonsense. Always just nonsense, not having a clue what I'm talking about.
And in this nonsense, there were the following words: just follow your joy, or follow whatever. Yeah, like what makes you happy. And it's just something like in spiritual videos, everyone's like, follow your highest joy, your purpose. And it's just this meaning and this weight. It's like up here. So the truck passed. There's another one. There was so much meaning.
It's okay. The Zoom noise suppression does a very good job, actually. I hardly heard that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we are not hearing any background noise, sweetheart. Only your
Oh,
voice.
okay, great. Because I'm hearing a lot of those. Yeah, like there was so much meaning, and there's like a love of stories here, apparently. It's just nice, you know? And like
Obviously,
now when I,
obviously, sweetheart.
yeah, apparently there can be a love of drama and stories while seeing like, oh, it's just a story, but it's nice. Haha, look at this and the characters. But in that like love of stories, there has been, and there's, it's like an apparent process, but there's been so much attachment to like the story of the Sarah, and the yeah, oh my God, I'm creating again. And I feel like, oh, I'm supposed to, like in my head I imagined, oh, like when I'll create again, it's gonna be like, oh my God, I'm creating again. Hallelujah, wow. And now it's like, yeah, whatever. Like that's what's happening. And it's just as okay as sitting on a bench in the sun, or just sleeping. It's just what's happening, and it's nice. It just feels nice. I sing again, and it's just what is. But if I catch myself trying to think like, oh my God, I sang again, then there's like this stress that comes up. So clearly it was just the stories and the meaning that like created this, I don't know what it was.
Sarah, can I
wanted
ask
to
you
share
a
that.
question? Sorry, can I ask you a question? Why do you keep saying something is happening apparently?
Oh,
Why do you keep saying
Tony, the same
apparently?
thing. Tony, the same thing I wanted to ask Sarah. Why are you saying the whole time
Yes,
apparently?
our brain. I know, Rosa. Our brains are fused
Boom,
together.
boom. No, no, I wouldn't go so far, sweetheart, but you were
No, two
booming and I'm
things. Yeah,
booming.
two things, Sarah. Why do you keep saying things are apparently happening? And then why do you keep talking about stories? I mean, isn't it just you doing stuff? I
Okay.
mean, instead of saying
I
apparently I'm doing this, why don't you just say I'm doing this? Why do you say apparently?
I am doing this, but then it's like, oh,
And you,
there's a Sarah doing something, and here it doesn't feel. It's like the I don't know, like
yeah,
a
that
subject
reflective
object.
thinking, yeah,
It's
that
as if
reflective thinking is coming up afterwards, isn't it? You do
it's coming
something which is
apart.
spontaneous, which is
For me,
spontaneous.
for this, it's
Everything.
coming apart. And when I say it's apparently happening, which like
Hmm.
I caught this in a lot of videos of speakers when they say like stuff is apparently happening, and it's like, is it happening or is it not happening? Like, can you be precise about it? And now I'm saying it, but what I mean, it's not, oh, apparently it's happening. Like, it might not be happening. It's like, it's what's appearing to happen.
Well, it's
Like,
happening
I'm
if you
not
experience
denying
it,
that
isn't
it's
it? I mean, you're
happening, and I'm
experiencing it's
not.
it's very simple, Sarah. You're experiencing something and it's happening. That's very simple, isn't it?
I have to agree with Sarah here. I don't know why you interrupted Tony. I mean, this is sort of exactly point in case
No,
in
no, I
point.
just wanted to
Because
ask a
actually,
question. I
we
think
were
this is
listening to the
mm,
story. Why
yes,
does it
yes,
matter?
that's true. I mean, Sarah has spoken quite a long time now. I mean, and I think it's fair that I just come in with a couple of questions
Absolutely,
because
Tony.
she's
Tony, let me interrupt you. It
yeah.
was the same energy here, exactly the same energy to interrupt Sarah. I love the stories. And just to say that this is actually another beautiful story, of course. And why saying apparently? It's actually not needed. So why simply to let her tell me a beautiful story, why she resonates so much with apparently, or even is she aware of saying apparently? Is this actually another landing spot to feel secure? The need for
Good point.
safety. So just go very direct with this. I'm always very direct, innocently so. Here's just yeah, boom.
Well, you know what I would like to say, if I can hop in just shortly. Maybe we let Sarah first continue her story, but you know, I mean, many of us have seen this word use apparently, numbers of time. You know, here there was also a period of time that apparently was used. I don't see any issue with it, but at the same time, wondering, like Tony, in the question coming up, why in the hell are you using apparently so much? Is this so? Yeah, I don't think it's wrong or right. I don't see anything wrong with using words or certain words, but at the same time, this question, there has some, there's some validity to it. Wondering. So maybe Sarah, you may answer. You can answer the question. Why is this? What do you mean with apparently? Is this like well, what do you mean with apparently? I come to you, Gio, in a
Um,
second.
it's like I'm not sure because it's like what is being experienced. It's like right now what's appearing is a Zoom me. It's like it's this appearing as a Zoom meeting between bodies. And I know I'm repeating a whole bunch of videos. Like Sue Me, I watched a lot of non-duality videos. But at the beginning, I'm like, I don't understand what they're talking about. And now I'm like, yes, this, you know? Like Rosa, you say boom, this. And I just understand. That's just it. Or when Sanders says there's no what would you say? There's no happening or not happening. Like, yes, I understand. We're all on the same page. But when there's like a little glimpse of the me that comes back and it's like, so what is happening and not happening? And it's like it's just hard to put in words, and it's just this, whatever this is, this big boom. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Or like, what is this? And I want to cry and like laugh. And it's just appearing, it's appearance. So, oh. So like, yeah, it's been crumbling time and it's been crumbling space too. Like, wherever I am, it's like, yeah, okay, this is it too. It's like, in some way it removes the super flavor of like places, like, ooh, this place, then ooh, that place, but it's like it's it's all it. So it's what's appearing to happen, not apparently like, oh, apparently someone told me it's happening. So hopefully that makes sense.
Let me go to Gio, because thank you, Sarah. Gio was holding up his hand, so he wants to put
Yes,
it in the bucket. Gio, go ahead, buddy. Take your time.
yes. She raised the question of time, right? And appearance.
Mm.
I think that to say that the world is just an appearance is very appropriate. You may ask, why? Because time is a construction. If you take time away because there is no time, everything disappears. There is no sequence. We very often say that life is about stories. Stories that begin, stories that intervene, stories that cross each other, then stories loop back again and feed back on each other. But more profoundly, more fundamentally, it is the creation of time. The human brain has this strange skill, this strange ability to create time. And it is the creation of time that allows stories to appear. That's why I think it is appropriate to say that everything that we see, that we experience, it's just appearing. It has no substance because it is all fabricated through time, and there is no time.
Well, no one was saying that it's not appropriate.
Well, that's the feeling I had when Tony asked why is she saying always appearances, and I would say it is very appropriate. It is very appropriate to keep remembering that everything, that all these events are just appearances. They have no substance, they have no solidity, they have no continuity. All this happens because of the construction of the human mind that is able to make up time and space. Because more fundamentally, time and space does not exist.
May I say something to this?
Yes.
Because under beautiful how you mentioned, so no one said it's not appropriate. It was also my feeling when Tony boomed out with the same idea I had. It was not that Sarah is right or wrong. It's simply
No,
you
no.
cannot go right or wrong here. It's the totality of what is already. The point was it's in a way a game. There is simply just blah blah, then blah blah, blah blah, blah blah. Here's really no understanding of anything and no right or wrong. So Sarah can say
No, no.
whatever she wants.
Yeah,
It's just a game.
of course.
That's why it
No,
was
no.
also a good point with appropriate and not appropriate. Tony,
Yes,
what
yes.
Tony,
I
what
just,
would you
I
say
just,
with this
I just,
appropriate?
just one
Yeah,
second.
Geo,
I just brought up this question of time because of the coincidence. Because I was walking in the beach today in the morning, and I was thinking exactly about this. How weird, how strange that the human mind is able to create time from something that is timeless. And when we create time, we cannot say that it is my brain that is creating time. It is the human brain, because even when there is the waking up and one realizes that there is no me, there is no I, there is no Jill, there is no Sarah, there is no Rosa, there isn't anybody. Even then, things keep happening because time seems to appear. So it's not that it is the characteristic of the impersonal human mind, the ability to create time.
Geo, when you talk about uh, appearance, when you talk about appearance and say that's an appropriate subject to talk about, it is an appropriate subject to talk about. But when that starts to interfere with your normal, ordinary functioning and starts to make things fall apart, as it seems to be for Sarah, then that's not appropriate.
I don't
I'm
know
just gonna
why.
chime in here because
Because I don't want Sarah to fall apart.
I don't
there's
see.
no Sarah. There's no
Yeah, that's
Sarah.
Oh,
The whole point
yikes.
is
Oh,
it's not
There's
even a
no
falling
Sarah.
apart because it was never there,
that's right.
is what's being revealed in this.
Well,
If I call your
I would
name
wait.
Sarah, do you
I don't
acknowledge
know.
it, Sarah? If I call your name, if I say Sarah, if you know I'm walking along the street, I see you, I say Sarah, you'll turn, won't you? You'll acknowledge the fact that I say Sarah.
Just a
Yeah,
convention.
apparently the mind has created a neural pathway of
Well,
identity.
that's just an idea,
Like
isn't it?
people
Yes,
have,
no, it's correct.
you know what?
Yes,
It's all good. Like it's just a bunch of concepts of and ideas. Like you're right for you, and everyone's right, and there's just no right and
Sorry,
Well,
this
wrong.
is no
I
reflection, no
you know,
reflection on you. I've got a cat screaming.
I would
I
say,
think
I would say there's no separated Sarah, so
not separated Sarah, Sander. I'm
no,
sorry.
yeah,
Not
but
even,
I mean there is a Sarah as the idea or the belief there to be a body which is called Sarah. We cannot
yeah,
deny that, At
no,
least there
that's
is a
okay.
sensation, maybe this is me and this is Sarah, or the lack of that sensation. I don't want to fall in absolute statements
Very
because
good.
relative and absolute, are both there's not one or the other, I would say. Is there a Sarah? Yes,
Beautiful.
at least
If
as
you
the
say that
idea
there
or
is
the
a
belief
Sarah,
or the feeling.
yes, as an idea, as a belief, as a sense of,
I don't know.
And then
yeah,
maybe
it's
even the
okay.
sense this is Sarah, or this is, whoever, So I
This
don't
what?
want to deny that, so
This what,
Well, there is
Sander?
definitely a Sarah. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
Ah,
no, but I
to
mean,
suggest
Gio,
otherwise
I
is
understand what you
ridiculous.
mean, but it just as an idea, it's that may, or as a feeling, there may be someone. Yes, I'm not
she
going to
was
deny
very
that.
clear. She said the brain apparently makes up neural connections that reminds
you know, there may be even the sense that
Yeah,
this
is that what
body
you're
is
thinking, Gio, when you're buying food in the supermarket? Is that what you're thinking?
he's hanging, I think, or is it me?
His name, that's all.
No, Gio is
But that,
singing.
no, there is
Gio,
no
you
need
were
to think
hanging.
about it. Why did
Gio, maybe come again, Gio.
Sorry?
Come again. The connection was bad.
The connection
Repeat.
was bad. I didn't hear you. You were like hanging.
Right.
You froze there for a moment.
Okay.
Something
No,
like
there is no need to think about it. I mean, when someone raises the question, I think about it and I express myself. If I walk on the street, I don't keep repeating, there is no Jew, there is no Jew, there is no Jew, there is no Jew. I'm not crazy.
Okay, look, could I just ask, Sarah, are these thoughts that you're having, these
Yeah.
reflective thoughts, are they interfering with your normal life? Are they somehow disrupting your normal everyday
Oh,
life?
here we go with a therapist, Tony. I love it,
No, I'm
sweetheart.
just saying, are they interfering with your life? Because you used the phrase, you know, it's
Claire
falling
is
apart.
eating,
So
Sylvan
I
is
was just
eating.
trying to understand what that phrase meant when you
No.
said falling apart. So what is that? What's happening? This falling apart.
Okay, it looks like a falling apart. It appears as a falling apart because what a mind had believed that reality was, you know, that this was, is appearing as something falling apart. And yeah, maybe sometimes there's discomfort because obviously, you know, it's like a reality that was once believed to be true is it's like a rug is being pulled from under you, the construct that the mind created, like, oh, there's this, yeah, like Sander says, a separate person completely disconnected from everything that has free will and like a purpose in this life and a linear future. And my God, that was so stressful and going nowhere, like absolutely nowhere.
Sweetheart, Sarah,
Um,
is this now this so-called new perspective now you obviously have? Is this now going somewhere? Like, for example, yeah, I feel freer, more relaxed, more
oh,
chilled. I mean, it's like a positive effect.
yeah,
Okay,
like
so
you don't understand. Well, obviously you understand.
obviously there is a lot of understanding going on, sweetheart. You're explaining very beautifully a lot of concepts. That's very obvious. And yeah, but go on. This was just a question. If this is going somewhere now.
It feels great, but to no one,
Okay.
for no one. It's just like this body is experiencing a lot of good stuff, and a lot of crippling anxiety when like the contracted energy is felt again. Like it's just, yeah.
I totally relate, Sarah. I get
Me too.
apparently I'm relating. Apparently I'm relating quite well. Apparently so.
It's what's appearing that you're relating, you mean?
Yes, apparently. I'm going to use the word apparently because that's just what's arising. That's what's happening. Whether it's correct or not, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's just what's happening. Like, I've been finding everything so freaking funny lately. Like, it's just been hilarious. Even the shittiest shit show, you know, it's just been so freaking funny. I mean, like yesterday, I almost died yesterday, but you know what? It was hilarious. It was in the moment, it was just so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm the oxygen guy's trying to save me, and all I could do was laugh at him. Yeah, I'm sure he thought I was pretty nuts, but I didn't. It was so
I was
apparently,
just about to say you were looking great today, Wendy.
Yeah,
what?
you look great, Wendy.
You are looking really good today.
Because I feel good, Tony. Because everything's
Great.
fun.
Yeah, you don't have
Fantastic.
the air for the nose, you look
Got it.
great.
It's here. My leash is here. Trust me, the leash about killed me yesterday because it wasn't working, and I thought it was, but it wasn't. So
There is
showed up
obviously
for-
there is obviously a Wendy booming. She's not giving a fuck.
I'm not giving a
There's a lot
fuck.
of energy there, huh?
I'm feeling good because everything's funny. Even the shitty stuff is funny, and I
Yeah.
like the work, apparently. And so I don't see nothing wrong with it. Sorry, Tony, but I just don't. It's just what's booming, as Rose.
Well, there's no need to apologize for feeling good.
No,
Wendy,
there's not.
Wendy, believe me, you don't have to say sorry to Tony. He is completely
No,
fine.
never.
That's
Never.
arising though. The saying "I'm sorry." That's just arising just as easy as the apparent, as anything, as everything. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's so
I'm just
hilarious.
trying to work out where all this energy is coming from, Wendy. Yes.
Oh well, there's
Oh,
the-
Wendy, I have an idea. Wait, sweetheart, you told me something when we had the chat before we started with the record. You told me something about some mushrooms. Come on. Come on. Come on. Tell me, girl. Are you on drugs?
No, I'm at a cocktail right now. I'm not on drugs right now. No.
Only on booze.
I did do some shrooms, and they were quite freeing, but they weren't like a psychedelic thing. It was a very
What
freeing
sort of cocktail are you drinking?
Vodka.
smoking old fashioned, but all the smoke is gone now. So that's quite good. But that's not why I'm happy. I mean, I barely drank any, Tony.
Do you know why you're happy? Do you know
I am
why?
good. Why?
Do you know? Well, no, I'm asking you. Do you know why you're happy?
I feel free from some things. Like when I had that shroom adventure, I let go of some things that I was hanging on to that I thought as ammunition, which is so funny because it really was not ammunition, and it was just stupid to even have. It was all stupid. That's what it was, stupid.
So
And-
you let go of a few things.
Oh, I let go of a lot. I let go of a lot. And then I've also been embracing a few things as well. So,
Wendy, did you do this? Did you let go and embrace things? Or tell me the
No.
trick. Tell me the trick.
it just it apparently happened.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's what's
Did it happen to no? Did it happen to no one?
Of course, Tony. No need to ask this.
minding. It's just minding, right, Sander? It's just minding happening. Minding. That's it. Okay, I'm done.
Right, I love it. I love it. You like this? It's fantastic.
Thank you, Tony.
I love the energy there, Wendy. Good to see you so bubbly.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you. Feels
I
good.
would, okay,
Gio.
but I would like to bring back the issue because there seems to be some disagreement about the Gio, the Sander, the Sarah, the person. So let's put it this way, because Sander said, no, we shouldn't deny the person. We shouldn't deny the Gio. It doesn't make sense. But not as an entity, right? Because
No.
Geo is one thing now, and it is another thing 10 seconds from now.
Oh yeah,
And it is
totally.
another thing 1 minute from now. So,
Yes. What I
Right.
try to sorry, Gio. What I try to say is, you see a lot of what I call flipping the coins, from the belief there's me and then the absolute other side there's no me, or there's, this is both personal and impersonal, I would say.
yeah, but how can you define personal? I mean, what is a
You cannot
person? I don't
define
see.
personal. I mean,
No.
you know, it's hard to define something which is
Non-existent.
coming and going, and which has no solidity or no
Yeah.
continuity. It's how can you define something? You know, we can also say it's which is unreal. How are you going to how are you going to define something like that?
Yeah,
But
I would say, yeah,
so,
go ahead.
but what you see is, you know, what I always say, just the other side of the coin is where people, you know, there seems the idea that this is really happening, and then suddenly, you know, from this being real, you know, it's a dream. You know, from me being here, I'm not here, and you know, I'm not here. You know, in like the shape of a concept, or I'm the observer. We talked about this a little bit also last week, right? So, you know, the belief or the idea or the thought, I'm the observer, you know, it has some benefits, as is also the belief I don't exist. You know, I don't exist.
Yeah, of
You
course.
don't you know, the body is not disappearing when you say I don't exist. There's still a body. You know, there's still so-called other people interacting with the body, calling it a name, and all that is just not going away by saying I don't exist. Yes, on one level, yes, you don't. You don't exist as a separate being in the body or behind the body or behind this, pulling the levers, right?
Yes.
If you say there's no you, it depends what you mean by you, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because if you say,
we talked about this. We can also say
yeah,
there's only you. There's no
if you
separate.
say there's no you and you're referring to a personality, individual, as an actual entity, then that's fine. I mean, I'd go along with that because whatever you're experiencing as an individual is just changing just moment to moment. It's just whatever thought
Yes.
Yeah.
or feeling is there in the moment. But but you can also talk about the you as that which is before any thought arises,
Yes.
before any memory or thought. There is that you, which you could say is an impersonal you.
Yeah, but you
So
wouldn't call that Tony, right? Don't call it Tony.
yeah,
And I
well,
cannot call it
because
Gio.
by
Oh no,
using that
exactly,
name,
Gio.
by
Good
using
point.
that name, you've immediately identified the personality.
Yeah.
So,
But this is
the you, yeah,
the mistake, you know, because you pointed out, Gio, don't call that you. What, you know, when what like in average is understanding to be you, when you say how is it with you body, you know, people claim their name to be who they are, their body. So, you know, you cannot say this, like you said, that's not you. You know, don't claim that to be you. That's which is prior to this, has nothing to do with you. You know, you is just, you is a fluid thing, so to say. There isn't a you in that which is stable, which is solid.
Yeah. That's what
This,
I mean. Yes.
yeah. So there seems to be a mixing up the so-called personal,
yeah. If
which
you
is not,
change your jacket, you put a
yeah.
different jacket on. You
No,
change your
but just a
shirt, you
second.
put different shoes
Yeah.
on. You're still you, right?
Well, now what we are calling you is the impersonal, the totality, right?
Yeah, and that doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
outward appearance is, does it?
But even that can be just a
Yeah.
new, you know, even that can be just a new identification where it shifts from I am this body to I am everything. I, the person in me, is everything. That's just a new,
Yeah.
that's just a new thing, you know. It
Can
shifts
happen.
from, yes, this can happen, but this is not how I mean it. You know, I don't think that Tony is meaning it in that way, and I don't think, Gio, that you mean it in that way either. So it's not the shifting from I'm this body to I'm everything, you know, I, the personal me. There is
No.
no such thing.
the moment that the personal eye is seeing through, what remains is unspeakable.
Yes.
We can try to give it a name, but any name just doesn't do the business. No, doesn't make
I mean,
sense.
some people go further and they say, well, you don't exist. And that's even more problematic, because if you don't exist, there has to be someone who can make the statement, you don't exist, which means you must exist.
Yeah, being, total being,
You're the
non-separate,
witness to
total.
that statement. There must be a witness to that statement that I don't exist, therefore you exist. This is just word salad, wordplay, this kind of statement.
It can be, yeah, conceptual.
Yes, of course. That's we discussed this a couple of times, you know, where there's a concept, where there's a shifting of concepts, one for the other, from body to I am everything. It's, you know, from I'm here to I don't exist. And all this may have a certain type of effect also. I'm not denying that, you know, a change of concept, a change of beliefs will have also a certain outcome, a certain consequences on that level. But it's not lasting, because it needs to hold up. There needs to be a remembrance that you are everything. What is doesn't need any remembrance for it to be already what it is.
Right.
So what I would say is that if there is no separation as a living reality, you're never going to be concerned about whether there is a personality or not. It's going to be completely irrelevant.
Boo.
The
Oh
thought
yes,
isn't
the
even
Totally.
going
person
to
won't
arise.
yes.
Totally,
Yeah.
Tony, I'm totally with you with this irrelevance.
Yeah.
So here, before I simply wanted to boom out that it looks like as if there is a more proper or better way to speak, more concrete, more like to speak about this, which is not a thing, in a way which is misleading. Like, of course, you are not going to call this Rosa, you know, like this impersonal and personal. I totally go with you, Tony. It's irrelevant, actually.
It's
The whole thing.
irrelevant.
Just words, just another beautiful idea stories. No escaping the stories, no escaping the ideas and the projections,
Yeah,
whatever.
because if there's peace and contentment, you don't care whether the personality arises or not. It's
Oh,
got nothing to do with anything.
even if there is no peace and contentment, it's the same.
Yeah, even if this is real or unreal, doesn't actually make any difference, so to say, when there is just what is. If this is real or unreal, only is important when there is a sense that it's about you. Then, you know, when there's a sense that it's about you, it's your life, it's your thoughts, then these things seems to need to be figured out, one or the other. If not,
Yeah.
I mean, what does it actually make it, you know, if you look at this, if this is really happening now or not, tell me, please, what does it really matter? And to whom does it matter?
No,
Here
it's
zero,
either
it's
everything,
not mattering at all.
either everything is real or everything is unreal. There cannot be some things that are real and other things that are unreal.
Maybe I want to share that this was mattering as long as I was looking for something, as long as he was a need. So a need is always a
it
sense
will
of
always
lack.
be there.
A sense of
If
lack.
the seeking is there, yeah, Rosa, if the seeking is
Yeah,
there,
but I
it will
would
be
say,
there.
I would say the so-called me, the identification with thoughts, ideas, whatever. I'm this body, my thoughts, ideas, my. This is the seeking. Without this, there is no lack. It's what is.
Yeah.
Call it real, unreal, illusion, apparently, not apparently. So I'm just talking from from how I experience this. So for me, it doesn't matter. It's just completely
And
irrelevant.
of course, you don't have to
Can
have the
you-
actual
can you
thoughts
repeat
that
that,
these thoughts are
Moses?
mine. Yeah.
Can you put it with other words what you just said, Rosa?
It's what it is. and there is simply
Mhm.
not knowing actually what it is, and I can give it every I can say everything. It feels empty.
It's the same with life.
Sure.
You know, when there's a sense, you know, life is just simply life. When there's a sense that your life, it becomes something else. It needs to be managed. It's going to end. It's the same with thoughts, opinions, likes, dislikes, with everything. The moment there's a sense of me or mine in it, it becomes a different ball game. When that is simply not there, it's just simply what it is. It's like walking in a forest. You don't have any issue with the trees because there's no sense of self in the trees. It's the same with thoughts.
This is a good
Thoughts are
example,
not the
Sander.
problem. It's the sense they are my thoughts. They are
Exactly.
bad thoughts. I need to manage them. I need, you know, it's mine. I have to do something. I create them. I'm the source of them.
As SanderLinchen, maybe because you never had a sense of someone in it, like an identification. I had this, or maybe I still have it. I don't know. But as I said, it's not an issue here. But what really changed, I can see that there are no panic attacks anymore. Like this fear of dying went, just simply went. Of course, I have no idea if now I'm an emergency case and closely like to die, maybe I'm going to be afraid. I don't know. But in a way, it plays more easygoing, more chilled. A lot of humor is kicking in. But actually, it's the same thing. Shit happens, like Wendy said, shit happens. And in a way, it's
But
yeah,
fear
it's
is
what
just
it
a
is.
functioning. Fear is just simply a
Yeah,
functioning.
but
You
it
know,
can get very hardcore with panic attacks,
oh yeah,
like
I
not,
totally.
and there is a slight difference with fear and like not being
Yeah, but
able to function, so to say. So because you mentioned now functioning, and this is in a way, I don't know, just throwing it out. Yeah.
There's no shit happening with Wendy. She's got a cocktail.
I mean, you know, putting your hand not on the on a hot stove doesn't need you. It's just simply the functioning. You know, and you know,
Well,
it's the
babies
same
will
with
do this, of
fear.
course. Baby
It's
will put the hand on a hot stove.
fear is not a problem as long as there's no sense of it to be your fear.
Yeah, but I think panic attacks probably only happen to me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
Just
agree
self.
with you, sweetheart. Totally.
exactly. It's maybe a build up, you know, where it becomes too contracted or whatever. I don't know. I've never had a panic attack, but I can, you know, for my understanding, which is pure conceptual, I can understand that it builds up in some way and it becomes too contracted, and then you have a big mess on your hand.
Yeah.
As long as long as this is about me, this is me and my life, there is this artificial split,
But
and this
yeah,
is always pain in the ass, no matter how you put it. Don't tell me that there is a splitted so-called me waking up in the morning and saying, this is the most beautiful thing here, me and my life. This may happen, like maybe I'm going to marry tomorrow, or I'm having birthday or something like this. But this is actually, I go with the Buddhists. It's sorrow. It's
Yeah, but
suffering.
Rosa, you don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say this is mine. You
Uh,
don't have to use the words. You don't have to have the thoughts. As long as the
yeah, no, I'm just
identification
trying to
is
communicate
there,
this somehow.
yeah.
Like the split
If the
from me and my
identification
life, I
that,
guess it's
yeah.
a good picture of this split, which is
But
not
now it
really.
seems, but now it seems that you are saying something different from what you used to say, that it doesn't
It's
matter
possible,
when the
yeah.
me appears.
Yeah, yeah. I say both, sweetheart.
Oh,
Indeed. So it's really not, I'm not congruent. I'm not, how is it called? I'm contradicting myself.
consistent,
Yeah, I'm not
mhm.
consistent.
consistent. Here is no need to be consistent. So
No,
because
right.
I'm not, I'm not claiming that I'm saying something which is very
Yes, yes,
important. So this is
yes,
really
yes.
just blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Circumstances change and you speak as circumstances go on.
exactly. There is no
Yeah,
thinking of what
Actually,
I'm saying. It just,
yeah, contradictions don't matter. They
Mhm.
don't
yeah,
matter at all.
right.
I have a question for Rosa and Sander. As like that energy and the me completely. I know, Sander, you might not have had like any solid
That's
construction of
Tony and
that.
Rosa. I skipped that question because, yeah, maybe somebody else want to answer. Go ahead,
I
Sarah.
did
Go
not
ahead.
understand what was said.
Well, just
Okay,
go
I
ahead with your
continue.
question. Sorry, go ahead with your question.
Okay, so a bit of context here. I always pictured myself in a third person perspective. Like I'm gonna do my best to explain. When I'm talking to someone, there was like I would see the situation, I would imagine how the person is looking at me, and that's how I existed in my mind. It's like a fly on the wall observing Sarah talking to someone. And so that clearly that created a lot of like just troubles with self-image and like, what is the self?
That's just being self-conscious, isn't it? Wouldn't you just say that's just being
Yeah,
self-conscious?
you can call it self-conscious and just self-reflective and just like all sorts of like, this is what I think Sarah looks like to others. This
Is
is
it
what I think Sarah
dissociation?
is.
Not?
Yeah,
Claire wants to say something. Is it
yeah.
dissociative? Maybe Claire wants to say something. No, Claire?
I feel like I'm in school and I've just been caught out for whispering to Sylvan. I was talking about Tony, I'll be completely honest. It's interesting, isn't it? There's the sort of there's this kind of, when somebody asks a question, there's the kind of curiosity to answer it. There's that kind of, oh, I've got an answer, and I don't know, I think the question can just be, maybe the question doesn't need to have an answer. I'm not sure. It's just something that popped into my head, this sort of the questions and the answers, and I don't know. But I wasn't saying anything interesting or non-dual. It was just
No, I was wondering if that is dissociation. When you see yourself in the third person the whole time.
Oh, dissociation. I mean, that's a disconnection from the body. That I suppose would be when the mind and the body don't have that sense of connection. So that's when you're existing from a place of the mind. I worked with someone this evening who is very dissociated, and she finds it very hard to talk to people because when she's in conversation, it's like she's not there. She feels like she's not sort of physically present. And very sort of self-conscious, sort of thinking a lot about herself. And she finds it very difficult to be fluid in what she says. You know, the conversation doesn't come naturally because she's sort of thinking about what she's going to say. Because I think, you know, the mind comes through the body, doesn't it? You know, the words you speak come through a sort of embodied awareness. It's not like you're planning what you're going to say and then you say it. It's sort of a mind and a body connection. But I think dissociation is almost where the head has been sort of cut off from the body. So the mind and the body are sort of not speaking quite the same language. And that can cause maybe that sort of sense of being a fly on the wall or being observing of something. Possibly it might just be that it's I don't know, it might be anything. I don't want to sort of pathologize, because when you say dissociation, it sounds like something negative. And I don't think it's negative. You know, I think dissociation is a vital survival mechanism. I think if we didn't have the ability to escape our bodies and to be somewhere else, you know, we'd have gone mad. That's why we dissociate. So I don't want to sort of say it like it's a bad thing.
Is there a way to escape the body?
Well, apparently, to use the word of the day.
I mean, I
Come
can
up to the
understand that
mind.
there may be a sense or an idea that now you're out of the body, but you're out of nothing. There's no you able to leave this mindscape. and go outside and wander there in nothingness. How you going to do that?
Yeah, but that's what the sort of person does. You know, the person sort of likes the idea that they can do that because that's a very valid survival mechanism. So that sort of idea that there's a separation, that there's a me and that there's and everything else
But
puts
it's just
space.
imagination, right? Playing games, you know, from I'm now outside the body, or prior inside. But this is it's just another mind trick, so to say, tricking itself that it has left the mind.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say nobody ever dissociates.
I mean, no, of course, how can that ever be possible when there's no one separated from whatever seems to be happening, including mind, able to leave it?
Yeah.
But
I've
there
actually
might be
experienced-
apparently.
Sorry,
Okay, no,
Apparent
I wanted to say,
separation.
sorry.
Go
Sorry,
on,
Tony.
Sylvain.
No,
Go on.
I've actually experienced myself many years ago a split in me. So there were two me, you know, and having totally opposite demands. And that was a pretty frightening situation where I don't know which side could control the other one. It didn't last very long, but the time it lasted was extremely worrying. So that was a proper, it's not a disassociation, it was a doubling up. So the brain can really play tricks.
But you're quite sane now.
Yes, I've been for a while, yes.
I'm not
It's
sure
just a
whether Sarah finished
conflicted
her
mind, isn't
question.
it?
Yeah, I want to go back to Sarah again. Sarah, go ahead. Fly on
Finish
the
your
wall.
question.
You had a question for Rose or me, and I said I skipped the answer. Maybe Tony wants to go because, you know, that sense is just simply, I will be
I
lying to
feel
you.
like
So go ahead.
the answer kind of just came through. Like there's like, you know, I think Claire said it before, this whole like non-duality perspective, whatever, call it perspective. There's, I'm not gonna go into detail like, no, there's no perspective, it's just what is appearing as a perspective to some whatever. Like before the whole thing was introduced to this body, there was this whole journey of, yeah, I did dissociate a lot. Like this appeared to have like a separation between mind and body, and there was this whole like spiritual journey of re-embodiment, and like what the hell does that even mean, to be honest? And yeah, it just seems like the mind finds like an adaptation, like it's a coping mechanism to see yourself as a fly on the wall when it was not safe, and you couldn't shake it off, and the me project was already like bonded, not like just solid enough. You can't just run away, you're stuck with your parents, something happens, it's scary, and your mind is already functioning, and so it goes in overdrive, and your nervous system is just, you know, so it's that mechanism that's appearing to happen is like there's just more mental energy happening, and it appears, I guess, as dissociation, and it's like a way that the body keeps itself safe. Like, oh, now I'm going to look at myself from the third person perspective so that I keep myself safe, so that I belong, so that they love me, and all this love me and belonging is like a product of that me energy, and just like there's I got my answer. It's like it's just what's appearing to happen, yeah, clearly, and there is nobody to dissociate. It's just like what's appearing to happen, but it was clearly like a debalancing, or like, I don't know, like a dis-ease being experienced in the body mind system that created like an apparent way of self-reflective perception. And my initial question was, when that me completely appears to have dissolved, is it more of like a first person perspective? Like you're just boom, like, instead of like, I think this is how they think. I think this is how I look to them, or oh, now it's like, instead of this is how it's being experienced, it's like this is how it's being experienced, but from here.
So you're experiencing
Oh.
separation then, yeah? So you're experiencing separation. Is that right? Would that be fair to say you're experiencing separation?
She's asking if the perspective is of
Change.
separation
Yeah.
or the
No,
other
is
way
she
around.
is she experiencing separation? Would you say you were, Sarah? Is that an experience of separation?
It's what's appearing. It was what was appearing. It's like kind of dissolving more and more. And what's funny in this story is that there was always this like fantasizing of like, oh, what would it be like to experience life from a first person perspective? So there's like this thing inside that's like, it already knows, like,
Sarah, what
I don't
means
know.
So I guess the answer is
Sarah,
yes.
what
Yeah,
means first
probably
first
yes.
person, what the first perspective? What does this mean? It's very complicated. I'm trying to get it, what you're trying to explain. I'm not getting it. What is this now? What you said? The last thing? Which perspective was it?
The
First
first
person.
person perspective.
What does this mean? Can
First
you
person.
explain this to me?
Well, she's asking you, how is it?
No,
when
in
there's no
order
sense
to
of
say
separation?
something, I have to understand it.
She
Right.
said third person perspective, Rosa.
Yeah, and what does
First
First,
person
Tony. She said,
perspective
how is
mean?
the first?
First.
Like,
Oh,
you
I thought
are
she said third.
communicating to me, and then I communicate back. It's like, oh, this is what I'm feeling. Here's the answer. Or, oh, that's like, instead of like,
Self-reflective
oh,
thinking.
Rosa is talking to me, and I have memories of people talking to me in my childhood, and you know, the way the interaction went was a bit traumatic or scary.
This is
So now I have
like
to think about how people think of me,
yeah,
and I'm like, oh, this is how I'm appearing. Maybe I should smile.
I get
Maybe I
you,
should do this.
sweetheart.
And
I
it's
get
just,
you. I get you. So
Your mind is racing.
yeah, I get you. And just quickly in a nutshell, here is no perspective. Here's just speaking very directly. I'm not thinking actually. It's just like hearing, saying. And but in a way understanding is happening. I try in a way also to get it what you were saying and to answer, but this goes very quick, like timelessly direct, so to say. It's just boom boom boom, and there is no reflection in it. I can afterwards say, yeah, we were speaking about the third perspective and the first perspective and blah blah blah, but it's very 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 simple. It's very fucking ordinary. It's not even worth mentioning. So there is no filter, so to say, filtering the whole thing here. It's boom and not even. And the boom is not exciting or stuff like this. It's very ordinary.
I wanted to reflect something that, or reflect on something that Sarah shared actually, which was that idea of where the separation comes from, which I thought was so beautiful the way you phrased it, and I hope I capture it correctly. You were saying it was coming from a seeking love. You know, you wanted to be loved. There was a wanting love, and I just thought actually that's what happens, isn't it? There's a seeking of something. There's a sort of idea that something doesn't exist, and then we sort of seem to go out and seek it from the external world. And I would say that that is what sets off the seeking journey. And that is actually what causes the suffering, because there's this idea that we don't have what we're looking for, we don't have something. There's this idea that there is no love. You know, and I think that's totally human. If you don't have that experience of something, you don't see it in the environment. There's not that kind of loving embrace. There's not that speaking gently. There's not all the things that you might think love were, you know, at least from a sort of behavioral perspective. if there's not the evidence or the apparent evidence of it, you might think, well, this isn't love, you know, and that's quite understandable that someone would make that assumption. Obviously, in hindsight, we can see that, you know, we can look at it psychologically and say, well, that was probably caused by X, Y, Z. But at the time, it's very apparent, or it seems that there's something lacking. And it seems that that sort of sense of lack then causes that seeking mechanism to kick in. And that kind of brings us to non-duality groups, maybe how many years later. And but you know, I think the point you made is that it's that looking for love. It's not anything pathological. It's not anything, you know, bad. I think the sort of separate self or this dissociation can be pathologized quite a bit. But if you look at it from that innocent perspective, it's just, you know, and the natural longing of its birthright. So it's really all quite lovely. There's nothing, you know, pathological, I would say, in it. So people who sort of see that there's some kind of a problem with that. I mean, there can be an apparent problem because suffering can feel, you know, incredibly unpleasant. And that's why we have things like therapy, meditation, you know, non-duality, possibly medications. There are things that then can sort of alleviate that. I'm not saying the suffering is good, you know, I'm not saying that that's a sort of positive thing. Of course, I'm not saying that it's not all perfection, you know, in terms of sort of a conceptual thing. But I would say that the sort of it's from that kind of pure place. The source, you know, where it's coming from is a very pure one. So yeah, I don't know if that even makes any sense. I just feel like I talk nonsense all the time, but it sparked something in me, and I wanted to share. So now I'll put my hand down and let Tony speak, probably.
Sarah, I have a question, because you're talking about love, and I was married for 38 years, and I felt like, you know, I mean, we had a great marriage. I mean, we held hands, danced in the kitchen, and all kinds of stuff. But then he had a midlife crisis, you know, life shit happens. But I don't think that's the kind of love. I think it's a totally different kind of love, because now I'm experiencing a totally different kind of love that does not involve anybody else but really myself. So I'm just curious what you have to say about that.
About what love looks like, as in a sort of embodied representation of it.
Yeah, well, I've been listening to y'all's podcast too about relationships too. So, like, yeah, what is your I don't know, definition of love?
I think you could say it's all love, but then love is also something that, I don't know. I mean, if somebody's abusing somebody else, if there's physical violence, if there's manipulation, control, I wouldn't call that love. I wouldn't say it was, because I think there's a very dangerous message that can get slightly twisted, which is that, oh, it's all this, it's all okay, it's all good, and you know, that can lead to sort of people accepting abuse. You know, oh, but you know, he's full of love, really. Oh, but he's beating you up and he's spending all your money and controlling your behavior. You know, no, I would say get a divorce, you know, get yourself safe, so take concrete action to protect yourself against that. That it's not like total openness to everything and no boundaries and no divide. So I think, you know, there's this idea that love is everything, and but the word love is very misleading, because obviously everything is what's happening. Yeah, there seems to be something that can create behavior. There seems to be something sort of maybe in someone's pathology, someone's past. I'm not sure exactly what it is that can sort of create that. Bye, Sarah. That can kind of create that. That can sort of that behavior can then appear to be something that's very pathological or very unkind and very unloving. So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else has any thoughts to reflect. I'd say the source is a positive one, but then there is obviously coping mechanisms that can end up being destructive. So somebody's got a destructive coping mechanism, you know, they control, they manipulate. You know, yeah, that is damaging. There's no way to sugarcoat it. So I don't know if that resonates at all, or if that makes any sense.
No, I had a great marriage. It was not abusive, none of that. I mean, it was great. We still held hands, danced in the kitchen. He just happened to have a midlife crisis. So, I mean, and that resulted in a baby and and the green card and 27 years younger and all that kind of stuff, midlife crisis. But what I've been learning is that loving yourself is so much better. Like that's the unconditional love. That's the love that matters. And I've been letting go of all that other, what I thought was love is what I'm saying. And so when you mentioned love, I was just curious. I wanted to hear, just.
Wendy, may I say something?
Yes,
Sweetheart.
Rosa.
So when I listen to this here, what you said, like loving yourself, I would say like when it's not anymore about you, again, about you, me, I'm going with me now, with me and my life. When this simply collapses, it's not anymore about me. This can be very disappointing. Here, it's not leading to depression. Here is just releasing a lot of energy. Like when I heard there is no you already, this was like the best thing I ever heard. With a lot of people, it goes the opposite in the depression. So it was not like this, and it was very in a way there was no position, so to say, relating. This of course happened, so to say. It was gradual and maybe still is, I don't know. And here is, as I said, no interest even talking about this because it's of zero relevance. But this thing with loving myself, I know what you mean. It's not earlier. I thought I have to love myself. This was an effort because I was obviously not loving myself because I was not treating the body properly, or so to say, in a healthy way. So, and then I simply saw it's impossible to love myself. And then when this happened, so to say, nothing happened. It was like always like this. There is a change, so to say, in behavior also. So in a way, I'm in love with whatever. It's everything. There is simply, and the love is here not the proper word, I would say. Even everything there, it's not about proper or not, but I would say it's unconditionally what is. And I would also go with love, sweetheart. I will also go with love. Yeah.
Did you say the collapse was disappointing?
Without
No, there was
Rosa.
no collapse, but there was a disappointment. There was a moment. There was a story.
What was the disappointment?
There was a moment. And this was a bit disappointing. And it was obvious that it's what is. Here was the expectation that it's going to be something like that this nothing, whatever this is, it's going to be something, I don't know. But then in a way I was it was
I would say the collapse of all that is better than what you were expecting.
Yes, exactly, Tony.
But I cannot actually say that here something collapsed. Here was no glimpse, nothing. It was just
dissolving.
Like, yeah, maybe very, very subtle thing. Not, I can like reporting of what happened, like when you speak and and then I talked with a friend the day before yesterday, and then I was exactly sharing this, oops, disappointment. Okay. But here was never.
It's the simplicity,
Yeah.
the absolute simplicity
Totally.
of it, which seems to be much more preferable to this grand expectation.
The pressure,
the pressure might result in,
so
that you're going to get something.
The seeking energy in a way is gone then.
Yeah.
This is the disappointment, because as long as you seek, there is a hope. We can say when there is no hope anymore. As long as there is a you, an identification, there is always to be a hope, always. And when the hope is not anymore there, that's it.
And that expectation is always going to generate disappointment, because you go along this route of expecting and not getting what you think you might expect, because that's just your imagination. So if all of that dissolves, then what you have is the exquisite simplicity.
Yeah.
Exquisite simplicity.
Beautiful, sweetheart. I go with this. I'm in love with simplicity and not even.
That is beautiful. Thank you, Rosa, Tony,
Oh,
Claire.
thank you, Wendy.
What happened to Sander? Has he got some
I
internet
think,
problem?
yeah. I think he has internet issues.
Yeah, there were some internet issues. I was thrown out also.
Oh, right.
Well, shit happens. There he is.
Attempting to
Shit
make
happens. There you go.
He's attempting to make a comeback.
Xander's comeback. Here we go. Well, he is smiling.
Maybe we could talk about unconditional self-love, because I really like that as an idea.
No self-love, sweetheart. I wasn't talking about unconditional self-love. There is no self-love. There is just unconditionally what is, but no self in it.
But related to what you were saying,
self,
but what we were saying
self
about the simplicity is unconditional. So you might, if you want to talk about unconditional love, that's fine. But that simplicity that I just mentioned, that's totally unconditional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful, man.
Beautiful, man. SanderLinchen. You're back.
Have another cocktail. Have another cocktail, Wendy, and pour one for me.
And for me.
Oh, it's my first.
Rosa, what do you mean by that? There's no self-love. What
There
did
is
you
no
mean by that? Just
self-love.
I'm curious.
There is no here. I'm speaking just what's coming up here. There is no self-love.
But by self, what are you referring to?
Me and loving myself. Impossible. Me and loving myself, it's impossible.
What is this self?
Part of the, are you not part of the sort of everything? You know, if you're loving yourself, you're loving, everything, every cell, every hair, everything that is this.
No, it's not playing out like this.
So there is no love, maybe, at all.
That's self-love. I mean, everything.
Well, I mean,
which
what
self are
Rosa
you
means
talking
to say, I guess, for to love yourself, there needs at least to be something else which is able to do that. And that is just simply, there is no you and a separated self able, I would say there's just self-love, but there's no separated self to love yourself or not. Who is apart from this to love this?
But then I would say there is only love, but not self-love. Self-love is for me confusing. It's not, I would say unconditional love.
It doesn't really matter, right? I mean,
yeah, but for
it doesn't
Claire,
matter, because if you're directing kindness or compassion towards someone, what does it matter whether there's someone doing it or not?
Or no one, no, exactly. But when I was a child, for example, when people said you have to love yourself, so there was no sense of something separated able to do such a thing. So I've been amazed always with these types of statements.
But what does Claire want to say about unconditional love?
But at the same time, yeah, what is there to say with self-love and self-hate? It gives the idea that there are two, that there's a you and something which can love you.
And I think, sorry, Sander, you finish.
No, I mean, on the language matter, it always sounds dualistic. So I never understand any of that, self-hate or to find yourself. Who is there to find this? When there's only this, what is going to find this? What is separated from this able to find this? What is separated from this able to love this or to know this or to not know this?
But this is this is what I told you. This is the lack which is playing out. Not in your case, not, but there is a rising innocently so the sense of lack. And then people tend to go inwardly when they see that outwardly there is no satisfaction. So you seek satisfaction maybe in a partnership, in love, or inwardly spirituality. Now I'm trying to find my true self. And this is the same.
Yeah.
And this is, or I simply noticed like, so I'm hating myself because I'm not treating myself properly. The therapy would be love yourself. And I found it impossible. Impossible.
Let me put it like this. It never came up. These needs, to love myself or to find myself, it was impossible already.
I know, sweetheart, that this cannot come up there.
I
But-
I think
that
self-love.
when-
I think
when there
self-love
is
has a
no-
part to play. Actually, self-love does have a part to play, because if you direct that kind of self-love sort of feeling inwards, then it's a kind of a surrender. You can talk about it in
Yeah,
those
but there
terms.
is no one to do the direction, right?
Well, yeah,
I
but
think
those
that when-
thoughts don't even have to arise that if there's someone or not. You just do
Yeah.
it without having the thoughts about whether there is someone doing it or not. This is
I
what's
think that-
fascinating about this kind of conversation, Gio, because sometimes we talk about something in a very natural way, saying, like I say, direct love towards yourself. And then you say, yeah, but there's no one doing that. And I'm thinking, well, why do you even have to think that to do it? You
Well,
see,
I'm
it's
saying
like,
that need and that thought was never arising here either, and
Hmm.
besides that, it was never gotten either. There was no need for self-love or to find, it was, here it was just simply something which was impossible. There is no
Okay.
borders between here and there. So
Okay, well, what I
it
would
was
say
just
for the
simply-
seeker, what I would say for the seeker is that can have a part to play.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but
that,
when there is
directing
no
that love back
separation,
inwards to yourself.
when there is
Yeah,
no
but that doesn't. Yeah,
separation,
yeah, but that doesn't
definitely
matter,
when there is
Gio.
no separation, something happens
but that
with
doesn't-
feelings. There is
Yeah,
no
look,
need
if
to
I
explain
say-
it. There is no
If
need,
I
Tony.
say, if I say direct love back into yourself, and you say yes, but there's no separation, my
Okay,
answer
forget
is
it,
it doesn't
forget it.
matter. No, but it
I'm
doesn't
not saying
matter, you
that
see.
anymore. I'm not saying that anymore. What I'm saying is that if there is no separation, if there is this realization of no separation, something happens with the emotions, with the feelings that is unexplainable. Some call it love, some call it bliss, some call it nothing, some call it bullshit, whatever. There is this full blown up no otherness, no otherness.
May I say
There is
something?
separation. Gio, there is separation.
May I say something? When I was in a way seeking myself or whatever, maybe seeking to get rid of the pain, I was in this, like, I totally felt, always resonated, there is no separation, but it was this Buddhism approach, like the interconnectedness, like being everything. You know what I'm speaking of? Like being,
Yeah.
and there, this idea of self-love, because I'm now everything, I'm loving myself, no matter what.
Conceptual.
Absolutely. This was the next bullshit, so to say. But
Yeah.
now finally, I would say everything is already bullshit, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
I think
Right.
sorry,
Right.
I want to
And bullshit is unconditional love.
I don't want to dismiss, although it was not playing here, it doesn't mean that I'm dismissing it as something which may seem to be useful in a certain type of situation, right? The way you speak about it, Claire, but it was definitely not the case here, so I cannot say anything more about it. But I've heard this, I've seen people try to love themselves. And it's funny. Yeah, what can I say? Probably it has its function in the so-called dance of duality, yes, and there is a certain outcome and all that.
What I would say, Sandra, is it's a
this
kind of
experience, it was
self-inquiry. It's a kind of
no need.
self-inquiry, you see. It's a kind of self-inquiry. But what I just say is that if there is seeking, there is separation. It's no good telling someone, actually, there's no separation. That doesn't do it. There's no point.
But I don't
If
say
you're a
that either,
seeker,
Tony.
there is separation.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say you're saying that. I was just talking to, well, I was talking to Gio, really. You can't say there's no separation. Yeah, okay. Look, I'm just talking generally. If you're a seeker, there is separation for sure, 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So just saying, oh, there's no separation, that doesn't change anything for the seeker who thinks that there's separation.
there's something though
That's-
that
that's
can
the-
change it, I think, and I agree with you, Tony. I do agree with you. I think there's something that can change it, and that's the sort of when it's spoken. And I think in the way, Sander, you do it very beautifully, and there's many people I think you do. You sort of you convey that message of no separation, to somebody who feels there's separation, but you obviously don't do it like a blunt instrument. There's no separation, full stop, you idiot.
Oh.
Why do you think there's separation? You know, you might say to somebody, tell me where you feel it right now. Where do you feel that separation right now? You know, were you aware that there's no separation? It's sort of the way you relay that message. I think that's important to get right. It's not that anybody's going to say to somebody that there's no suffering if there's clear suffering, but you will gently relay that message in a way that is therapeutic and does honor that sense of separation, while also being true to the fact that it maybe isn't necessarily, you know, it's an illusion. It's something that
Absolutely
dates
true.
different.
Yes. If there is a sense of separation, then, you know, here there's no denying that there isn't. If that sense is there, then that sense is there. What can I say? I'm not going to say to someone, well, I feel separated, and say, well, nothing is happening, you don't exist. If that sense is just simply there.
It's all blah, blah, blah,
Nobody
really,
would
isn't
accuse
it?
you of that.
I mean,
Sander.
this is free. I would say this is free to be whatever it seems to be, felt to be, claimed to be, suggested to be, which includes also I'm feeling separate.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Anything else than that, it has nothing to do with freedom in my so-called seeing. You know, if
Yeah.
it should be one or the other.
Whatever.
But
Yeah.
let me say
Yeah.
something. Before getting to know SanderLinchen, I already knew all the English-speaking, so to say, popular radical non-dual speakers. And guess what? I always heard this message. This is it already. Seeking is it? Feeling separate is it? And the speaker is saying, I have no clue. I don't know what this is. And this is not a thing. So I actually always heard it. Nevertheless, the greatest resonance was with Zander, like exactly as Claire said. And but I would lie if I say that I wasn't able to hear what the others were saying. They're also not claiming that there is. You can of course hear it. It's hurt as it's hurt. You can just hear there is no one to start. Like take Andreas Müller. He is a very good example of, well, there is no one. There is no one. But at the same time, if you listen to the whole thing he is saying, he is really like also saying, well, there is no issue if there is separation or not. It's just what is. And this is not better than this. It's just what is.
Yes, it is a play of circumstances. When circumstances are good and they somehow get together, there is something happens. Circumstances can be a person, can be a man, can be a woman, can be a stone, can be anything. And it just happens. I mean, you are right. Everybody's saying there is no separation, there is only Brahman, there is only awareness, there is no separation, and it means nothing. And suddenly someone says the same thing, and it means a lot.
Or let's say it booms you out, so there is no any more mind going with this. In a way, when you listen and you're not understanding anything, this is the best thing that can happen. Just going somewhere, and when you're not anymore able to even hear, you know, to get it, like to follow it, that's the best thing ever. Just let's say complete confusion or not getting anything. This is the best thing because it's not about the words actually. And yeah, it's a funny game. It's really a funny game. I love it.
Hey, Claire, you didn't finish what you were saying about unconditional love.
Oh, that's really lovely, Tony. I feel a lot of unconditional love for you, despite your being a dog with a bone. I mean, I think you can love, really.
I gave my dog a very big bone today.
I thought you had cats.
Cats and dogs.
But we fight like cats and dogs.
Anyway,
I don't know.
unconditional love.
I think if you have this, if you know whatever this is, if you have this sort of sense of, you know, connection, I don't know, whatever words you want to put on it, I don't think there's an issue, because you would sort of see things like Wendy was saying. You would see that someone was behaving in a way that you didn't like, and you would act accordingly because of that love. like cats and dogs would defend themselves instantly. They don't need to sort of think, oh, that other cat's on my territory. That's really terrible. How dare they come into my space? They would just hiss or bark. I think it's, I think it's quite instinctive and natural. You can sort of react in an appropriate way from that place of unconditional love. But,
Unconditional love isn't like personal love, which is a kind of possessive, it's possessive.
The word says it
You know
all. No conditions. It's
See,
not
unconditional
depending
love
on
is
something.
no, it's not depending on something, and it's not unconditional love for something. It's just pervading. It's just what it is. It's not attached or identified
Right.
with anything.
Yeah.
well, you can like and dislike things, I suppose. There's a sort
And
of
and
Oh,
within
preference.
that, yeah. So within that unconditional love, there are still personal likes and dislikes and preferences, and all of that just goes on.
I'm feeling unconditional love right now.
Fantastic.
Right now.
Wendy
Yeah,
booming.
it's non-directed. It's not
I know.
directed. It's like
Yeah, because
It's like not worth mentioning.
I used to hate the word unconditional love because I thought everything is just unconditional, full stop. And I still believe that. I mean, it's just because it can arise as whatever, any bullshit, any happiness, any whatever. So I like the word unconditional, but I'm feeling some unconditional love right now and I'm loving it, which is weird, but that's just what's arising. So there you have it. Okay.
Yeah, Wendy,
Careful, Wendy, Tony's going
sweetheart,
to ask you to define it.
it's so beautiful, and this may also go, this comes and
Yeah.
goes, so to say. Then maybe crying is happening, and then maybe again booming is happening. So in a way, very fleeting, everything coming and going, coming and going. So Tony, what about this which is not coming and going?
Well, like unconditional love, because if it's unconditional, how can it be coming and going?
But then how can you add the word love to it then?
Yeah, I would not add the word love.
Yeah, full stop, right?
Well, yeah, but that's the problem with words, right? I mean, any word you choose to use is not the thing, is not it. We're forced to use words, language, which is dualistic. So when you use the word love, you're going to think of love in its conventional sense, love for another person.
Yeah, conditional.
Unconditional love isn't actually a very good phrase to use, actually. I'm thinking about it. It's not. I prefer equanimity, peace of mind, equanimity. But you could say they're not different from unconditional love.
This reminds me of Krishnamurti. He was very often
Flavors of
asked
ice
to
cream.
talk about unconditional love, and he would say, there is no way to talk about unconditional love, but we can look at what is not unconditional love.
Yes.
And then he would talk about what Tony was saying, the love for another person, the liking of something that you think that you love, and all that stuff that he would say that is not unconditional love.
No.
And
yeah, I would say it just.
You cannot say anything about unconditional love.
It's like a fragrance. It permeates dualistic experience. It permeates it. It's like a fragrance. You can smell that fragrance everywhere. Actually, the best thing that Krishnamurti said was, "Do you know what my secret is? I don't mind what happens."
Sorry, what? Can you repeat that?
He said, "My secret is that I don't mind what happens."
Yeah, that's how it was yesterday. It was like, it was great. It was just so good. Like,
and also now.
Yeah, I don't care. It's great. It's great. shit can be happening. Like some bad shit was happening, and it was just so funny. It was just like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. This is cool.
I wouldn't say it's a state of mind, though.
No, it was fun though. Whatever it was, I don't know what it was.
No,
It was just,
no, it's not a state of mind, is it?
it was just what was happening, and it didn't matter what it was, because it was a shitty thing. Like I can see that it was terrible. It was like, okay, the girl needs her oxygen, and like if she doesn't get it, then you know, kaput, the body's going by. But I'm watching this happening, but not as a separate thing or person or whatever. I mean, I was doing it as a Wendy, and it was okay. It was just okay. And it was great that it was okay. Everything's been
if it's unconditional, it's like if you had a if you had a flower in the room which had a fragrance, then you'd smell that fragrance, whatever you were doing. If you're reading a book or watching TV or talking to someone, that fragrance would be all around, no matter what you were doing. So that's the unconditional peace or love, whatever you want to call it. It's like a fragrance. It just permeates everything that you experience.
Beautiful, Tony. And I would go that this is completely unknown, like beyond any understanding, any idea,
you
any
can't
concept.
objectify it.
No, in a way, I say it's everything already, no matter if you think of think or no think or whatever you're thinking when I'm saying everything. And at the same time, completely empty.
Yeah.
Absolutely empty.
Indeterminate.
Yeah. That emptiness is also completely full.
Yeah.
Like no escaping it, no escaping what is, but it's not a thing, so to say. So it is and is not.
Undefinable, incomprehensible, ununderstandable, timeless.
Yet somehow it's known, Rosa. You say it's unknown, and I
know what
you're
you mean.
saying.
You can also say it's always known. It's always known. There is no way
somehow
not to know
it's known because we're talking about it. So we could only talk about it if somehow it's known, yet fundamentally it's unknown. It's both known and known.
Known happens only on the level of the mind. When
SanderLinchen, I agree. But nevertheless, I would go with Tony and say it's already known. It's completely known. There is just a knowing. There is just a knowing.
But Sandra, I would say knowingness. Knowingness is not the mind. Knowingness.
Come on, sweetheart.
Quality.
Now we are back to that.
We are now more in art, sweetheart. Not so much in conception.
It depends how you define these words.
Because you started with the fragrance of the flower.
Okay,
that's why I continued with this.
Yeah. Okay, but the question you have to ask is this: if what you're talking about is unknown, and yet we are able to speak about it conceptually, then there's some mechanism that allows you to express it in language. So it must be known somehow.
In a way, there is no knowing. It's every word you're saying.
As an idea, yes. As a concept. Besides that, it cannot be known.
It's not understanding what you're saying. It's just the very same.
I know what you mean, Tony, but when it's known, it's something else.
Yeah, we are back to the danger of getting out from what is happening.
Exactly, because
we know it. Yeah.
If you describe it and give it a label, then
it doesn't
becomes
mean that
a concept.
It's known.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to, if you don't give it a name, it can still be known without you giving it a name, right?
It's still there. It's still there if there is no speaking happening now.
Is there a need to know phenomena?
No.
Is there a need to know phenomena, or phenomena?
What do you mean by need?
Because you are saying that there is the knowing of phenomena, and I'm asking you: is there a need for something to know phenomena, or phenomena is just happening without any knowing?
Well, who can say that need might arise? It might not arise.
No, forget the need. Why knowing phenomena? Phenomena is just happening.
You're talking about anything that's changing is
As far as
phenomenal,
it seems,
right?
Gio, I would say, as far as it seems, because there's no
Everything.
certain way of saying. As far as thoughts and perception go, there seems to be something happening. That's all I can say.
You can't
I
even
don't want to
say
call
that.
it real. I don't want to call it unreal. As far as thoughts are painting a reality or a dream, this is what it is already.
Yes, there is no need to know it.
I cannot say anything more about it than what it seems to be. As far, like I said, as perception or mind is painting this to be happening to begin with.
Yes, the mind seems to be knowing, but when there is no mind,
There's no
there is
knowing.
no need. There is no knowing. There is no
There's
need
no
to
knower,
be
no knowing.
aware.
Exactly.
The need may simply stop. The need,
Yeah.
the necessity, the really bad
No,
need
no. I
to
was
know it.
not using. I
But
was
now
not using.
I'm just continuing the sentence. This need may simply stop to know it, to know whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
The
no one is doing,
necessity.
yeah, no one is doing this, so to say. It's not like getting something, like, yeah, practicing like the not knowing or stuff like this. It's not
Well,
like that.
How can you
when there
speak
is
about
suffering,
how can you speak about unconditional love if you don't know it? I mean, how can you even why would you even say there's such a thing if it isn't known somehow?
Because the mind likes to play games. Why not?
Why not?
A game. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all
but
a game,
if you,
sweetheart. It's entertainment. It's pure entertainment, Tony. Come on.
it's yes, of course.
I
It's
have to go with
entertainment.
Gio, in this. Yes, I mean,
Well, what's Gio's point? I'm not sure what his point is.
My point is the following question, Tony. But listen, if there is a phenomena, is there something that knows this phenomena, or the phenomena is enough as it
I was
is?
just going to ask that question. Yeah,
I
yeah.
am
What is
asking.
it that? What is it? Yeah. Okay. What is it that knows this phenomena?
Yeah.
I don't think you can even say that. You see, I mean, what? There is no what that knows the phenomena, but somehow it is known. But I wouldn't say it's known by
No.
anyone. It's
Yeah.
there is the knowing of it. Yeah, there is the knowing of it. But then look, if you report it to someone and they say, "What is it you know?" You say, "Oh, I know this," and then up comes the I. The I comes up. I know
Yeah.
this. But at the
Yeah.
time of knowing, you're not thinking, I know this. There's just the
no.
pure knowing of it, right?
And
Yeah,
I'm saying
exactly.
that there
I
is
is
no.
always reflect. It's an addition. It's
In a
an
way, that's the
addition.
game. That's the game.
And
This
anyway, it
edition is the
doesn't
game.
matter. It doesn't matter.
And at the same time, it matters, Tony.
Well, I think when there's a sense of separation, when there's suffering, out of that suffering, there is a need to find out, because when I know, I can solve it, and when I solve it, this is going to be gone.
Yeah, spot on. I
This
can
is
control the
always
show. I can control the show.
so when there is
When I
And when
know.
you
yeah,
and when you go to deep sleep, there is nothing knowing anything.
exactly.
So it's always kind of a
Prior to this, I would
surprise.
say prior to this, Geo, to this what is called life or whatever reality, or it's the same as deep sleep. There's no difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
This just
And
innocently
and I'm
started
not saying
playing.
that Tony is wrong.
What
I'm
have
not
we
saying.
learned this evening?
Sorry?
What have we learned this evening?
Oh, Tony, you're such a
What have we
teacher.
learned?
You're such a freaking teacher, man. It's
So
unbelievable.
what have
You're
we
hanging
learned
this
today?
always.
Yes.
Well, tell me,
So-
sweetheart, what did you learn today?
So, children, what have we learned today?
Nothing.
To bear bullshit.
Yeah, there seems to
Well,
be
to
this
be
need.
honest, this whole meeting was not to learn anything.
Oh, really?
There's just an enjoyment of
You could have fooled me.
seeing Tony, Gio, Rosa, Claire, Sylvan, Wendy.
Xander. Seeing yourself, sweetheart.
You mean that
Yeah.
everyone is yourself? I know.
No, you, because you were kind of mentioning the names, but you forgot yourself.
The
Just a
tens men.
joke. Just a joke.
Oh, the 10 men. Yeah, I
sweetheart.
just thought that
Yeah.
as you said it. Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't count the 10 there are only 9 men, but you say, well,
Yeah.
there are only 9 men, but you didn't count yourself as the 10th man. They're all crossing the river, aren't they, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Claire, Sylvan, you guys were chit-chatting. I saw you. Is there anything coming up there?
Well, I was
They're
asking
they're
Claire whether she
conspiring.
could help me with understanding what love means at all, if anything.
Well, love means whatever it seems to mean. Yes, this can be. It means for some person it means this. For another person it means
So
completely
it means
something
nothing in
else.
particular, therefore. There's no universal meaning. It's a
Well,
personal one.
there seems to be universal meanings which everyone can relate to, so to say, you know. But more than that, you know, in a way we can say it's a concept. Love, the concept of
Yeah,
love,
most of the time is an organic reaction.
the idea of love, the feeling of love, the sense of love.
Gio, what do you mean by organic reaction?
Well, the body was engineered for reproduction, so it is geared to sense this warm feeling of love in order to reproduce, in order to keep the human race going on.
No, stop, Gio. I have to interrupt you here. In order to
Go ahead.
reproduce,
Love
you
and
don't
sex
need
are different things, I
love,
would
but you
say.
need
Yeah.
horniness.
Yeah, come on.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
Only
know,
with
here
love, only with love, there is no surviving here.
there can be love for everything, you know, but that doesn't mean that there is a
I get what you mean.
yeah.
Sorry.
You know, the love for the dogs, children, or wife is the same love as for anything else. There's no difference here. Love for parents, wife, friends, dogs, whatever. It's the same
Right.
love. It's not a different love here.
SanderLinchen, is there also hate?
No.
Then how can there be love?
There may be dislikes, but there's no hate, no.
Do you know
Then
what hate is?
Well, I understand what is meant with hate, yes.
So
But
in a way, you claim
not of
someone.
an experience.
If
No, I never
someone in a
hated
way,
them.
if someone in a way is coming in a way, maybe cutting your tires from the car, like you're coming from the supermarket and you see that an idiot is in a way just cutting off your car tires, you know? So
Yeah,
and you
but I
see
don't
this
want to say.
idiot,
Yeah, but I don't want to
what is
say I
going on
hate
there?
him.
Okay, what's going on
Well,
there?
you know, anything may happen. Maybe you know, this is funny. So anything may basically happen. I may ask, "What are you doing?" I may be, you know, try to take the
Excuse me,
knife.
what are you doing?
I may try to call them. I mean, this is just such a question. Anything may happen, you know. But if you ask, "Do you hate that guy?" No.
But yeah, you
Can
say there's
can I help you? Can I help you with those tires?
Can I help you, sweetheart? Do you need
No,
help?
I mean,
if there's no hate, then how is there love?
well,
Yeah, that's why I was
that's
You
just
asking
have to be
him.
opposite.
It's a good question.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I was asking SanderLinchen if
All
there is
sides,
hate.
right? All sides of the coin. I
Very
mean,
good question.
yeah. It's a good question.
so I
Yeah,
mean, if
well,
if there's love,
maybe there is no love, or it's all love then.
or
I would go, sweetheart, I would go really with there is no love.
Because I said
Yeah.
that there's love for everything. So when there's love for everything, I would say there's no love to begin with. It's all equal.
Does unconditional
Yeah,
love have its
yeah.
opposite?
Full
Huh?
stop.
Does unconditional love have its opposite?
Unconditional hate.
Which
Well,
is the
yeah.
same.
Can you
Which is the
imagine
same.
such a can you imagine
Good
such a
one,
thing?
Gio.
Yes, pathologically,
Unconditional
why not? Someone who
Yeah.
hates everything.
Like
Why
I
not?
unconditionally hate everything.
Yeah, yeah. I know someone.
That's not really
You're
gonna
lucky
happen, is
one,
it?
Gio. You're a lucky one to know an unconditional hater. What a joy.
Oh, I know two.
I'm not
One is
saying.
one is very famous.
Oh, maybe
He's even a president.
I knew it. I knew it. And the other? And the other?
No, the other I
That
won't
guy.
mention.
Okay, very good.
But
Very
I would
good.
say there's nothing wrong or right with hate, nor wrong nor right. Hate is just simply what seems to be happening.
And no right love, right?
Well, there's nothing right with love or wrong with love either. No,
Oh,
I don't
thank you.
think there's right or wrong with anything, so to say.
Like no
Beautiful.
opposite, so to say.
Beautiful.
Yeah, to go positive and trying
Which
to define
includes
love,
also thinking
it's
that is
impossible.
right or wrong is not right or wrong either.
Yeah, unless you think it's right or wrong. That
Yes.
too can arise,
Yeah.
that you think it's right or wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with that, Tony.
I mean,
So-
you can't make an absolute statement about that and
No
say there's no
exclusions.
such thing as right or wrong.
We cannot exclude anything.
We
Well,
make
there-
judgments all the
I'm
time,
not
right?
saying
We
there
we
is
make
no right or-
judgments. We're critical about things.
Yeah, but
We-
Tony,
this is
I'm not
the
saying
intellect.
there is no
This is
right
how the
and
intellect
wrong.
works. Ah,
But
yeah,
right
I
and
know.
wrong or not right and wrong, it's not an issue here whatsoever.
Yeah. That's right. That's what we are saying, Sander.
Yeah, I'm. Can things seem
Well,
wrong?
you never
Yeah.
say that. You never say this is right or this is wrong. You never say that. You never. You wouldn't say it's wrong of that guy to slash my tires.
Oh yes, but that in
No,
itself,
not really. Not
in itself, is not right or wrong.
Yeah,
That's what I
No.
want to
exactly.
point out.
I would say
There
like
may be a
knowing,
reaction. A
yeah.
There may
reaction
be
may
a
happen, but
reaction,
it's
but on the
yeah.
auto, it's
So
neither wrong.
knowing SanderLinchen now for longer, I would definitely say no, he is never going with this is right or wrong. It's just what is.
Which
I
includes
feel
right and
that
wrong as happenings or consequences or whatever, How can something be right and wrong when it's already what it is?
Yeah.
Which
Right.
It
includes
can
must-
be
right
if
and
you
wrong.
think it is. If you think it's right or wrong, it can be.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a
but that I'm
judgment.
saying,
This is a judgment, so to say.
including what is already right and wrong. How can that be right and wrong to begin with when it's already what it is? Including the idea that something can be wrong or cannot be wrong, or
what it
stating that
is,
there's
what
no
it
wrong
might
or
be,
right.
what it might be as it is.
Well, it
might be
this is
right.
free to be whatever it seems to
What
be.
is might be
Includes
right, or what is might be
wrong,
wrong.
or the lack of them, or having a whole discussion about right and wrong, or not, if it actually
everything
exists
included.
or not. It doesn't actually matter, right? I mean, not here.
But
There's
something
no.
can be right. No, Sander, something can be right. It's
For
just
you
that
and
it's
for
not something
another
you.
one, it's wrong.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
just, yeah, it could be. Could
Yeah,
be.
but
Hold
there's
on.
no
But
issue with it, Tony. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah, of
something
course
right,
not. Of course
something
not.
wrong. So now what?
something's right, but you can't. It's not something you could hold on to. It's not. It's not a thing, really.
Oh
If
no,
I say
because
something's
right and wrong
right,
is as much coming and going as whatever.
yeah,
Where is wrong? Where is right?
Sander's spirit down on me. And I must say, everything is included. Right, wrong,
Yeah.
hate, love, bullshit, not bullshit. It's always this, no other, no other. How could it be something else? There
Yeah.
is no such thing. Everything is included already.
Also, like killing someone and going to jail.
Yeah,
Is this already?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, in
It is
some
hard,
cases.
but then we are sort of can be aware that time is the base, is the brick of stories, right? When things start to become completely confused, completely ununderstandable, completely misleading, you remind yourself that there is no time, and the setup goes back to zero, and you start all over again.
Well, time and story you cannot separate. When there's no
You
story,
can,
there's no time.
yeah.
Story is time.
Yeah,
You can
Sorry.
see this easily, you know, during daytimes. There is no time until there is time.
yeah,
But where is time? Time exists only when at a certain moment.
Yeah, it's cool, sweetheart. Actually, only when I now with the meeting, okay, let me check the time. Then actually
yeah.
I'm not really checking the time. Also now without working at the moment, it's really like completely timeless here. It's very cool.
It's the same with happening. There's no happening until there's a story that there is a happening, or else nothing is happening.
For
Yeah, you have to-
something to be, it needs time already.
And
And when
space.
time
Or
and
space. Or space. Time
Well,
or
there is.
space.
It's the same with time and space. They don't arise until they arise
exactly.
as a story, as
In
a
the
you
morning.
and me, as a distance from here to there, space.
Yeah,
Movement of mind
When
creates
mind is
time.
not active, there's neither
exactly.
time nor space.
Yeah, when we are sleeping, you may have deep sleep when there is absolutely no sense of time and space, and you may be dreaming when time and space are completely distorted, and then you suddenly wake up and you are facing this time that we are so used to it, but it's already also like sleep. It's
Yeah, and
completely made
even in
up.
the wakeful state,
Completely.
there is not always, you know, time and space has no continuity.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me, where is it?
No, there isn't. It's crazy.
Is it
It's
not the
amazing.
relativity theory from Albert Einstein?
Yeah.
That's another explanation, right?
Yeah,
Einstein. Another attempt to explain things.
yeah.
Guys, time does exist for me. I've got a client actually this evening, so I need a bit of time to prepare for that. And
Oh, we're going to
Yeah.
knock down Claire. Good.
Yeah.
You called in the hammer.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm bringing some duality into the conversation.
That's cool.
I hope I can be forgiven.
That's great because I
Thank
think
you very
duality
much,
is.
people.
I think duality is a
People.
wonderful thing.
People. Hey, people.
Folks, dudes.
Good to see you, good to see you, Joe.
Duality is a wonderful thing, Tony. We're going to end with that.
Yeah,
We can talk
non-duality
about
is a
duality
wonderful
being a
thing.
wonderful thing.
Thanks, Claire.
Oh, I'm glad it arrived, Wendy. I was worried about your custom system. The president might not have let it in.
I've been so enjoying it. Thank you so much.
Oh, bless you. You're so sweet. I'm glad you're okay, Wendy. I was going to say to you, I know you might have found it funny yesterday, but when you were telling your story, my heart was in my chest, and I'm very glad you're okay.
It was hilarious. And the timing of the oxygen guy, it was just like,
That's funny.
boy, then I had the wrong oxygen thing in. I'm like, this is not working. And I'm running over, and he's like, oh, wait, here, take this one. And it's just funny. It was so funny. I was like, okay, when I could find it, I could just laugh. It was funny. I mean, because he was only in the neighborhood. It was just coinkydink, you know. It was great. Honestly, it was great. It was great.
You
Okay.
thought you had your oxygen, but you didn't.
What? No, the machine broke. The machine.
Yeah.
The whole house. And I thought I had it, and it was just like, man, I don't know, I'm not feeling right. You know, woo, I just don't.
Hey,
feel
Wendy, are you sure that's oxygen you're on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they gave me some laughing gas. That would be good.
Yeah.
It is. It's just I'm just on a natural high these days. I'm telling you, since the mushrooms and I let some shit go, I feel lighter. And I know it's just a story. It's just whatever. But it's nice. I'll take it. Whatever it is.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
Is it the mushrooms in the cow shit?
No.
No.
It's really not a psychedelic thing. It was like a healing thing. I didn't do that many. It was just like shit that I was holding on to that I just suddenly let go of it. And I mean, like, I called them my matchsticks, is what I would call them, because I could burn his world to shit as if there was a him. But I let it all go, man. It's gone. The matchsticks are gone, and I feel good about it. Like, after being married for 38 years, that's a long time. I was with him since he was 17 years old. That's a lifetime. So it was a lot of shit, but it's gone. Woohoo! Boom!
And Tony's turned into a fox. You've
Well,
shocked
thank
him
you,
into
everybody,
nothing.
for the meeting.
Bye bye.
Thanks,
Thanks,
sweetheart.
Sander. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Rosa.
Bye.